is a better life for them, but that is conceptual. They don't experience into what is the rich life. So that is. But I think, so I think a better life here is to, I think, if we can do something and to persuade people to live into real life, that means to persuade them into the exploration, into reality, so that they can realize the reality, the truth of life, and then from that, that you cease living into conceptual life. Like one of the conceptual things is future, for example, right? Future. So, what is that future? What do you mean by future?
Future is tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, that could be also your goal. That could be your dream.
Yeah.
That would be your wish. That would be things that you know, like, okay, I want tomorrow, I'll be lucky.
Yeah.
So lucky, what does it mean by lucky? Is also something you wish to do, right?
Yeah.
So tomorrow is unreal.
Yeah.
A lot of people are living into the future.
Yeah.
It is unreal. The future in that sense. So if we can persuade them to maybe not to stop right now, but to less living into conceptual, that is things that's not real, living into real life, that means exploring into the reality of life, and then to learn from that. I think this is something that will make their life better, because living into the present is really, this is the best thing we could do in our working. But I think this is something. So how do you think, what is your idea about that, about the number 3 here? I think because point number 1 and point number 2, point number 3, there's a logic that go behind that in your sequence. So if we can demonstrate that exploring into reality, it means this is science. You observe, you experience, and you how to say that, you learn from that. And you learn from that you better created, better, that will help you to accumulate the energy that is and that energy, you have to structure that, the energy, and how you influence the other influence people, and in different life, and all the impact that we all know that energy is important in our life, and then you come to the better life. So better life here is just a consequence of number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, we have to make that a consequence. We can make that as a consequence of that. So, because when we touch it, these all points, if it's a very scientific, so it can be accepted by everyone. So accepted by whether they believe in the religion, whether they don't believe in the religion, but that doesn't matter. But all the reality can be accepted by everyone. So that we can show or we can guide them to change their life into better, change their life into the happier. So that's what I think these are points, the first point, second points, then understanding them and knowing them rightly, and as you say, not to they cannot live in the present all the time, but at least they can reduce the living in the future. That we can do, So that's why one other thing is, I'm feeling like this discussion, maybe can we do it sometimes in a very open people, maybe public, 10 or 15 people public.
Even more, we can accept like 100 people.
Maybe more people, again it will come to the issue with the allotted.
So maybe it would take us like not only 3 hours. It would take us like days to talk with different people.
Yeah, so maybe you have to do, and then maybe let them share from their experience. Maybe how they see it will be not the same. Some might be, you have been from the science and looking at the perception might be very different.
Right.
The one who had been through the very challenging life, maybe he'd been through the maybe business line. Example, one business line, he always feels that the business should be at a very sharp, very way of the good way of telling the lie. Market always challenge. He will the thought process that his reality will be one different, and they will be if they're one person. Maybe he might be the office worker. Maybe boss might be shouting. He have to shout the co-workers. Then his life challenge is different, and his reality will be totally different. So these will be experience, and when we try to fit, whether it's fitting them this idea in their life. So it will have we can have the one, the shape or the design of the one way of how we can live. Sometimes what I experience is that the people, my own experience, when I'm giving the talk in the one prison, one prisoner told me the very interesting thing that you are telling very, very easy things because you have not experienced in the prison. I am in the prison and I cannot go out of this prison. Do you feel that how I'm feeling in this prison? Very true. His point now, he feels that I'm talking very things that because I'm coming out of the prison, I'm free after 1 hour. His challenge is, he feels that it's a very difficult challenge. Stay in their whole life. He told me that he still have to live in prison whole life. There's no way of going out. So something like that. Maybe would life in the office who have to deal with the boss and his life challenge or his one reality, life reality. Businessman, he's the one reality, life challenges. So if you have a different participant, they will have different questions and a different experience. So that's why I think in the future it will be very, I think also these people, I hope that they can learn something from here and change their life in a different way. Right now I think they are feeling that is the one reality. They feel the only one reality and only one way, survival way. So they will never knowing that there might be other reality, other way of the living, which can change their life. So that is in the future what I think like this, the gathering, maybe 30 people or 40 people, the public, then we can discuss, then these people can also ask the questions and like this.
Who are those people? Business people?
Maybe we will select from different categories, business, office workers, and the different categories.
Yeah.
Then one thing is also that what I feel is that also then different people make the different life challenges.
Yeah.
So then maybe they can, this category, different category people, I think we have to choose some works in the business, some works in the office, some works in the, even maybe some works in the fisherman. So maybe
politicians. There's a question here, I think, when we said about better life, and there are some, some political similarity, better for the people is about happiness. So maybe for a lot of people, happiness are not the same.
Yeah.
So what is happiness for a person? Something maybe could be studied to that, right? How do you think about happiness? What is that for your definition of happiness?
It's really difficult definition.
Trying to figure it out.
So what's your definition of happiness?
First, what I find it out, the happiness and the pleasure, they're the two different things.
Yeah.
Like something from the Buddhism, what we explain is like that one person, he might have a very sadness. He lost the money, maybe playing the gambling. Maybe he lost all the money in gambling. He feels very sad, very unhappy. That moment he will start to drink the alcohol. Then he start to feel little pleasure or the happy. That pleasure, what we call it, that pleasure, actually that is not a pleasure. Only thing is he's experiencing decreasing, minimize of that unhappiness. When you minimize that unhappiness, you start to feel that pleasure. That is not a happiness. That is just like a minimizing your unhappiness. When the person minimizes the unhappiness, started to feel a little bit like a joy. That we call the pleasure.
Yeah.
The happiness is a total happiness, we call the satisfaction.
Yeah.
When you are satisfied with anything, that's a real happiness. Satisfied with your job, satisfied with what you do, satisfied with what that is satisfaction. They're saying there's a one saying satisfaction is the one of the best happiness.
I just brainstorming with you. I often said in the past that happiness depends on your expectation, or level of expectation. So you expect that you be like this or like that, right? And you don't have it, and you cannot reach that expectation, and that will make you unhappy, right? But if you do something that is called satisfaction, that means higher than your expectation, then you'll be happy. So the question is how to manage your level of expectation, right? So in that means that if you expect nothing, and you be the person who's always happy, right? You expect nothing. Is that right? Okay. If you expect a lot of things, and then you will be always unhappy because you never reach whatever you want, right? So a businessman say, okay, I want to make 1 billion, 1 million, and then we reach 1 million. Say, no, we have to expect we do more than that, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. But then he made only 1 million. He's feel very unhappy because it's lower than his expectation. But if I expect that I do nothing and then I have 1 million, I will be extremely happy. So the fact is the same, but the state of mind is different. Right? The context is different here. So I would say here that happiness or happiness is nothing. It's an empty space. When you have the empty space, everything that comes to you, you take it. And you take it and because you have room for everything to happen, so you're happy with that. But you can be unhappy if your space is full, or you don't have any space for any new things that come, right? If you close down with the word, then you will be unhappy because you have nothing, you have no space to get some anything real. So I think if people ask about this one, I would ask them about things, and we say happiness, and then a happy people can have satisfaction, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
What you have said is exactly in the Buddhism we have the practice called the mind training. There's a 7 steps of mind training.
Yeah.
One step it clearly said that we have to abandon the expectation for the result. You have to abandon for the expectation for the result.
Dạ, có nghĩa là mình phải bỏ đi những cái kỳ vọng của mình cho cái kết quả của việc mình làm.
Do your action rightly. Whatever you do it rightly, leave the expect for the result.
Yeah. That means you give up also the expectation.
Expectation, yeah. Give up expectation.
You give up expectation.
Do
you just do
it. Do it rightly.
You just do it and do it right.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it, right?
That's it. Right. Okay. And that's the one called the mind training.
And that is real happiness.
Yeah.
Even for me, when I run, I don't think about anything, and no expectation that I will do something. I just run, and that is happy. I'm happy with that. If I expect that I will make this kind of performance or have, shorter time than my other people, the other competitors, I think at the end, if I don't reach it, I'm very unhappy. Is that right?
Yeah, so maybe these are different topics what we are catching today, what we are discussing. So maybe I want to talk like this in the public I mean the 30 people public. So then maybe public can raise the question. So maybe I'll make it like a journal, like this journal. Who are interested, maybe people can read like that. That's the one.
Yeah. I would suppose I would suggest that we are going to do this session as a brainstorming session with those people.
Yeah.
We brainstorm with them.
Yeah.
We are
That's
not,
very true.
we are not there to teach them.
Yeah.
Brainstorm with
Brainstorm.
them.
Very true.
But
Yeah.
then you and I will
We'll
be
be
kind of
yeah.
leading
Yeah.
the discussion of
Yeah.
the
That's very
structure
true.
that. Yeah.
Structure that. Yeah, we are not teaching them. We are just brainstorming.
Yeah.
They can see. They are like they can have a choice.
Yeah.
If they are more interested, they can go through it. And they, so they have just brainstormed a new idea to give
Right,
them.
just brainstorming.
Buddha always says that. I'm just telling you, do whatever you want. You want to follow or not to follow. Analyze, see that the Buddha always says that.
I show you the way.
Yeah.
Go. It's your choice. Right?
That's
Good or bad is your choice.
Your choice.
Finally.